Welcome to Beerstories from Beerstory Brewhouse. In this video I'm going to give you some advice on how to brew a great Hazy IPA. When brewing a great Hazy IPA like this, there are some stuff you need to think about when creating your recipe. Which hops to use, which yeast to use, when to dry hop, the grain bill and so on. I'll run through those tips right now to give you the best tools to create a great Hazy IPA that is haze stable over time as well. The first thing is hops. Sabro, Simcoe, Citra, Nelson, Galaxy, those are haze stable or haze positive hops. Use them in the dry hop and you'll be on your way, already there. Number two is the amount of dry hop and when you dry hop. You have to use about 2 to 4 barrels pounds per barrel, or 5 to 10 grams per liters, late in the fermentation or after fermentation has ended. And that's really important. I always go for after fermentation. It's just easier to do it that way. And it just shows, studies show that the haze is more stable and there'll be more haze if you do it this way compared to mid-fermentation. Of course, you can still, if you wanted the biotransformation, you can still dry hop mid-fermentation. You just have to add dry hop after fermentation as well. So you have to do a double dry hop. The yeast is number 3. You have to use a haze stable or haze positive yeast. London 3, Verdant is great examples. Nothing new in that. The grain bill is number 4, and this is also a common thing. You have to use wheat, 10 to 15%. You have to use oats, 10 to 15%. There are a lot of proteins in those, and they will create a better haze. But you also could benefit from using carapils, dextrin malts, carafoam, or something like that, just to bump up your final gravity. But these dextrins also have a haze positive effect on your beer. So use about 5 to 10% of those as well, and you'll be good on your way. The next one is ABV. So when creating your recipe, you have to aim at 7 to 8% alcohol, ABV. That will create a thicker beer, and the alcohol itself will also have a factor in creating a stable haze. So you have to think about this when creating your recipe. And this will lead up to the final one as well. That's about final gravity. You have to have a final gravity about 1020. That will leave behind a lot of sugar, a lot of dextrins, and those dextrins are haze positive, and they will also be able to also create some sweetness as well, and that body that's haze positive. That was my tips for creating a Hazy IPA. You should actually see this video over here somewhere about tips for dry hopping. You can learn something from that as well, and combine that with this info and create amazing Hazy IPAs. If you have any questions, you just write to me. This is not my knowledge. I've got this knowledge from scientific podcasts like the Brew Lab and so on. So write to me if you have any questions. Other than that, have a happy brewing out there.